Well, it's probably at its strongest right now. And in the 4.5 years that I have been here, I have seen the steady progression of that relationship. And I believe that it will continue to grow under the presidency of President Aquino and Prime Minister Abe. They seem to have a lot of very strong vibes towards each other. That's why that relationship is very vibrant. Well, we've been working on it for a few years now, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan confessed to us that the list of all heads of state from many other countries wishing to come here to be invited as a state visitor is quite long. And so, they cannot promise because Japan only welcomes 2 state visitors a year. And to be included there is going to be very, very challenging since there are other countries where they have been waiting for years, and some countries with royalties also with close relationship with Japan also would like their royal families to come over. So when 2 months ago we were advised by the ministry that Japan was prepared to receive President Aquino, wow, I said, this is just very timely because this is the last year of President Aquino in his term, and it would only be a nice, fitting invitation since his late mother, President Cory Aquino, was invited also as a state visitor back in 1986. Well, during the bilateral talks between President Aquino and Prime Minister Abe, they probably will be talking about a wide range of issues. And so this is probably where most of the things that will benefit both countries will be discussed. So definitely a lot of positives will come out of this bilateral talks. Well, the President definitely would like to thank Japan for all the assistance it has given the Philippines, not only by way of ODA, Overseas Development Assistance, but especially in Super Typhoon Yolanda, because Japan probably was our biggest donor country, from the government of Japan to Japan corporations and even individuals. Japan really was very generous in helping victims of Yolanda. So I believe the President will be expressing the country's gratitude and appreciation for all the assistance. And probably there will be a wide range of other issues like, in the easing up of the visa requirements for Filipino tourists to come to Japan. That's why there are so many kababayans who are now visiting Japan because of the relaxation of the visa requirements. Approximately 220,000 Filipinos live in Japan. Many of them are permanent residents, married to Japanese spouses. But we also see a lot of OFWs like the seamen for the maritime industry. I was told that 75% of Japanese flag vessels are manned by Filipino crewmen. So they're very, very pleased with the quality of our seafarers. And then you have those working in the construction industry. There are quite a lot of them, and we're now starting to send more and more nurses and caregivers, and soon maybe even teachers, because Japan needs more English-speaking teachers, and they like the Filipino teachers. So there might be a bigger demand for English-speaking teachers here in Japan. We're also seeing a lot of professionals in the IS/IT industry working for multinationals. they're in the backroom operations, and so they do not have to speak fluent Japanese because their bosses are also expatriates. So we're seeing a lot of engineers also working now here in Japan. Well, probably for me, one of the most important callers on the president will be the CEO of Uniqlo. And you know, Uniqlo is quite popular now in the Philippines and in all of Asia. And well, I'm only speculating, but I hope the president can entice the CEO of Uniqlo to do more manufacturing in the Philippines, because this is a very, very important locator should they decide to bring some of their operations in the country. So hopefully it will lead to that discussions on expanding, not only opening more stores, but to do actual manufacturing in the Philippines, where it will create thousands of new jobs. These are the typical Japanese agencies that usually pay courtesy calls to the president. Another significant visitor to the president will be the Central Bank of Japan Governor, Mr. Kuroda, who many Filipinos still remember as being the former president of the Asian Development Bank. He was posted in the Philippines for 8 years, and the governor and Mrs. Kuroda love the Philippines, and they have so many Filipino friends. And so one of the important callers of the president will be Mr. Kuroda, who probably will brief our president on the state of the Japanese economy. Yes, I believe there will be some, especially on the 10 patrol boats that Japan is giving us through an ODA facility. And the actual signing will be done, I believe, on the 3rd of June. And I think the president will be invited to witness the signing. I am not privy to many of the business agreements that are going to be signed, but I believe that there will be a few. This is a special business forum organized by Nikkei, perhaps the most influential media company here in Japan. And we expect between 700 to 800 Japanese executives or businessmen to attend this forum, which the president will be addressing. And it's a very prestigious business forum organized by Nikkei. I believe the president will be updating Japanese businessmen on the Philippine economy and inviting at the same time Japanese companies who are not yet located in the Philippines, especially the SMEs, to now relocate some of their factories to the Philippines. This is a very prestigious event. Practically all the Filipino heads of state who have been invited here, I think President Aquino will only be the third. So to be invited there, and this is with the joint houses, you know, the lower and the upper house. So you can expect a full pack parliament when he speaks. So we're very, very excited about it. And here we would like to thank the members of the Japan-Philippine Parliamentary Friendship League, headed by Senator Kosaka, who was quite instrumental in putting this together to get both houses to welcome the President's message. Very excited about it, because in past visits, it was mostly the ones living around the Tokyo area who would welcome the president or listen to him. But now we are getting a lot of Filipinos coming all the way from the north up to the south. So you can see a wider range of kababayans attending the Philcom event. So they're very, very excited. And one of our highlights here is to introduce the 9 PMA cadets who are now undergoing schooling here in Japan with their National Defense Academy. And these are the future military leaders of the country. I think most of the ones attending are those who have already passed the licensure exams. And so I think there will be about between 30 to 40 of them who have been given time off from their duties in the different hospitals and caregiving homes to attend this occasion. So it would be a nice opportunity for the President to be able to be photographed with them. We try to reach out to our kababayans here as much as we can, and even through our other consuls in the different prefectures. No? And on Tuesday night, we've invited a number of Filipino leaders here in the area and the outlying prefectures. But we also have like a Philippine fiesta every year, where you will see tens of thousands of kababayans coming out, where we have entertainment, Filipino food, and they sell many things there. So it's some of the few activities. Of course, pagdating ng Pasko, may simbang gabi tayo, no? We continue on observing that tradition, and it's very well attended. So that's another highlight of our event. But may mga outreach programs kami all year round, where the consular team goes to the very far-flung prefectures, where it's difficult for some of our kababayans to take the day off and come here for the renewal of their passports or the documentations. So we sent a team to go to these different areas where there is a need for our presence in those areas. My message today is pumasyal kayo dito sa Japan. Napakaganda ng Japan. Napakadali na kumuha ng visa. So come over and enjoy Japan. Alam ko mga Pilipino may hilig sa Japanese food. And ang Japanese food, hindi mahal yan. Maraming mga mapupuntahan dito na very reasonable. You can also stay in bed and breakfast places. It's a very nice country to visit, to learn more of their culture, to see their beautiful sites, especially mga World Heritage sites nila, and to just experience Japan is already quite a treat. So pumasyal kayo rito, and I assure you, you will enjoy it. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat.